Trying to make sure I'm back far enough so everybody can see me. All right, so good morning, everybody. We're going to do our seated or chair-supported mobility workout today. So we're just going to start, big breaths in. And if you want to be on the floor, you can be on the floor. If you want to start standing, you can do that standing. There's lots of ways to kind of vary and modify this to how you want to do it. And I know sometimes there's places where we can't get on the floor or we don't want to get down on the floor, and I can understand that. So we're just going to do a lot of the same stretches that we do in our regular class, but we're going to do them seated. Good. All right. And we're just going to do kind of like normal. We're going to do our arm swings front to back. So similar warm-up. Now, since we are sitting, I like to sit towards the middle or the front of the chair. I tend to be, I struggle. I have issues with chairs being too tall. I have short girl problems, as my husband likes to call it. Good. All right. We're going to reach across the body. So I find it just to be more comfortable, especially when we start doing some of the leg exercises. I find it more comfortable to be towards the middle or the front of the chair. If I sit all the way back, in a lot of chairs, my feet barely touch the ground. And this is also really good because it's going to kind of force you to have a nice tall posture. Whereas when we sit into the back of the chair, sometimes we start to round a little bit. All right, now we're going to add in our little side bend. Now, if you're feeling a little unsteady, you can always put your other hand kind of on the seat of the chair. So whichever direction you lean into, put your hand on the seat of the chair. That is going to help keep you a little bit more stable. And it's all about not falling out of the chair when we go sideways. Good. Bring it in, kind of shake it out a little bit. We're going to take our arms out, thumbs pointing up towards the ceiling. So we've opened our shoulders, and we're going to move from our shoulders, straight arms, circles. Good. And let's go the other direction. And I'm clicking today. I don't know if you can hear that or not. Good. All right. So roll the shoulders. We're going to come up to standing, but we're going to hold onto this chair. So we're going to be standing either behind it or to the side, and we're just going to do hip circles. So we're just going to take our one leg and do our circles. Now, if you need to stay seated today, you're going to hold that leg out in front of you, and you're going to try to do kind of a hip circle. Good. Change direction. It's a little different when you're sitting fully, but it is possible. Good. And we're going to change legs. I'm going to come over to the other side. But again, you can just stand behind your chair. I just don't have a lot of space back here. Some nice good hip circles. And again, change direction. So this is just our warm up, getting that blood flowing, getting our body moving. Good. All right, we're going to do our leg swings. And again, you can be behind the chair. If you're behind the chair, we're going to turn sideways, but we're just going to do our front to back swings. Good, and then switch. And here I'm just going to turn around so I don't have to keep switching directions. Now, whenever we use the chair for support, we want to make sure, like, I kind of tend to push a little. I'm not in the best spot, but we don't want to push or pull on that chair. It's there to help us. We don't want to rely on it because it's going to move. Good. Bring it in. All right, now we're going to do our side lifts. Side lifts. So I stand a little bit away from the chair, and I'm going to go out, and I'm going to do a little cross in front. And you can hold on to a wall if you prefer. So we're just doing our little swings. But again, I stand away from the chair a little just so I can make sure to not kick it. Good, bring it in, switch it to the other side. So out and a little cross. And you can just go out and come into the middle, but if you can cross, if your hips are okay with that, that's going to get a little bit more of a range of motion for our hips. It's going to help loosen them up. And that's all we're working on right now, is just trying to loosen up those hips a bit. 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right, we're going to take our legs a little bit wide, and again, we're going to do just a little side to side and a little side to side. Depending on your mobility, you can have your hand back of the chair for a little support, or you can have it on the seat of the chair. If you're able to go a little bit deeper. I actually kind of like doing this one if anybody has a TRX or a suspension straps, suspension trainer. This is a really good one to work on. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to bring it in. So we're going to add in that rotation. So we're going to go over to the right, and we're going to open the left shoulder. Then we're going to come up, go over to the left, and open that left shoulder. So this is, instead of reaching for our toe, we're just going to try to open the shoulder back behind us. If you don't need the chair for support, you can add in that rotation like you're reaching for your foot, but the whole goal for this is to do a lot of these exercises with your chair for the days that you need it. So we're trying to open and open. Good, couple more. Reach and reach. Good. Now we're going to take our feet a little bit back away from the chair. And again, we're just going to go kind of this little forward fold, and then we're going to stand. So where we normally do that kind of front, middle, back, we just want to do kind of a sumo deadlift. A little stretch, hinging at the hips. And I want you to imagine you're taking your forehead down towards the back of the chair just until you feel a stretch, and you come back up again. Good, we're going to do a couple more. So nice, good stretch, back of the legs. Last one. Good. All right, now we're going to come around to the front of the chair. I'm just doing this for space. So instead of walking out to our plank, we're going to take our hands down. We're going to walk it back. Now we're going to do our down dog to our plank. So we're just going to do a little down dog, and then we're going to come back to a plank. If it feels better, you can do this against a wall or a countertop since it's higher. You can do this with your hands on the back of the chair, but your back of the chair is not going to be as stable or as steady as having your hands on the seat. So just nice, good reach. And come back up. And again, you can be a little bit closer and keep your heels on the ground if that feels better. Just waking up the shoulders a little bit more. I like being in my plank. Good, we're gonna do one more. All right, bring it in, step it forwards. Come up nice and tall, shake it out. We're gonna grab a quick drink of water, and then we're going to get started with our full routine. And again, we're going to start in a seated position. So this is where, if you have a dumbbell, grab it. If you don't, it's okay. You don't have to do the exercise with it. But we've done it before where we did that little neck drill with the shoulder roll. That's what we're going to do. So it doesn't have to be super heavy. But we're just going to start sitting nice and tall, shoulders down and back. And again, think about pulling the belly in, sitting on your sits bones. And we're just going to start ear to shoulder, side to side. So this is, if you want to be on the floor, you can. I recommend, starting at least seated on this one and then shifting down to the floor. Just kind of working our neck, Good. We're going to bring the head up and we're going to look to the right and we're going to look to the left. Nice, good side to side. So our body doesn't go anywhere. We're just using our head to turn. And you want to notice, can you look to one side a little bit farther than you can look to the other? It's actually pretty common because you might be a little tighter on one side. Good. Bring it in the center, ear to shoulder, hold it, and we're just going to very gently nod our head yes. And then we're going to very gently shake our head no. Good. Bring it up, ear to shoulder on the other side. Shoulders are level, and then very gently nod your head yes. So it's almost like you've got an itch, your ear itches, and you want to try to rub it. Good. And then shake your head no. But you can't quite reach. So we don't want to actually get our shoulder up there. We want to keep the shoulder low, nice and relaxed. Good. All right. Grab a weight, or if you are sitting, you can just hold on to the chair. So that's an option as well. Your arm is going to be down. We're going to take our opposite ear to shoulder. So we're trying to lengthen here. We're going to kind of turn and look at our armpit, and then we're going to take our hand and very, very gently pull down on our neck. We don't want to crank on it. Just pull it down a little bit. And now the arm that has the weight or that might be holding on to the chair a little bit, we're going to do some nice, good backward shoulder rolls. Now, if you're just holding onto the chair, you can try the rolls or you can just hold onto the chair. So just nice, good shoulder rolls. Good, and now we're going to go the other direction. And again, you don't have to use the weight, but the weight is going to help pull down on that shoulder, help stretch out that neck, and this is going to work some of those muscles that are up in your shoulder and neck area. Good. Release, bring it up. We're going to switch it over to the other side. Same thing. Arm is down. We're going to stay tall, ear to shoulder, turn and look at your armpit. And you're very gently going to pull down on that head just until you feel a little bit of pressure. Feel a nice good stretch. And then you're going to start to add in those shoulder rolls. I like to start backwards. Your arm is straight, weight's kind of pulling you down. I'm definitely a little crunchy on this side today. Good, and let's go the other direction. Good, one more. All right, bring it up. We're just going to take that weight. We're going to set it underneath the chair. Make sure that it's out of the way. We're going to take our feet together. If you are on the floor, I want you to lie on your side. So if you're on the floor, I want you to lie on your side. You're going to pull your knees into the floor. We're going to inhale and we're going to open our book. And then we're going to close our book. So this is the side lying one that we do all the time. So you're going to lie on your side, knee into the floor, and you're going to open and close. So this way we're pulling our knees in one direction and opening our shoulder in the other. Nice, good thoracic mobility today. Good, we're going to do one more. Bring it in, we're going to switch it over to the other side. So hand is on the thigh, we're going to pull it, we're going to bring our arm up, we're going to just open our book and then close. So the reason we do it this way is we want to make sure that all of the movement is coming from our upper spine. Excuse me, our upper spine. We don't want it coming from our low back. So when we tend to be tight in the upper back, our low back likes to take over, and that's part of the reason we might have some low back pain, So everything tends to travel either upstream or downstream. So you could have hip issues, and that can cause low back and knee problems. Good, let's do one more. All right, bring it in the center. Now we're gonna go back. We're gonna take the hand that we did first. We're gonna place it on our opposite thigh. This is our rainbow. So we're gonna bring it up, circle it around, and we're gonna open that shoulder back behind us, and we're gonna look and reach towards the back of the chair, and then we're gonna bring that rainbow right back around to the front. So this is like when we lie on our side and we do those rainbows, and we try to open, and then we come back around again. So up, open, reach behind you, and then come back around. So we go from one corner over to the other. So it's just kind of a diagonal. So front corner on, say, the right, and then back corner on the left. And back around. Good. Bring it in, switching over to the other side. So we start with our hand across the body, opposite knee. Hips are steady, open, reach back behind us, and then come back around. Our goal is about 5. And again, we're using our torso to do our movement. Good, couple more. Open and around. Good, and then up and open and back around. Good. Sitting nice and tall, we're gonna do our shoulder blade pinches. Option 1 is our hands are down by our side. Option 2, our hands are here. This one is harder than you think it is, but we're just gonna start shoulder blade pinch and in. So this is when we are on hands and knees and we do our scapular push-ups. So it's just a pinch and a release. If you want to make it a little harder, we pull and then we push. So we're pulling something towards us and then we're pushing it away. This is all shoulder blades. So our elbows are straight, our core is steady. A lot of times we do this on hands and knees. Good, reach. Pull and forward. Pull. Good. We're going to do a couple more. Squeeze and release. Squeeze and release. All right, shake it out. Option 1, backs of the hands, reach for the back of the chair, squeeze the shoulders, and you're going to lean forward. Do not pull yourself off of the chair. Option 2, reverse tabletop. Hands are going to be on the seat of the chair. Walk your feet forwards, and we're going to lift up, and we're going to stretch. Some people can do this with me. If you can't, no worries. So our option 1 is just right here. Nice, good chest stretch, reaching for the back of the chair. Option 2, we a lot of times do these on the floor. Little reverse tabletop, stretching your chest and your biceps. Open up. This is a good one to try if you want to try this exercise, but on the floor just does not feel good for you. And then we're going to bring it in. Make sure you're getting on that seat. Take the legs a little bit wide, hands on the thighs, cat-cow. So we're going to inhale, and then we're going to exhale. So inhale, we're opening our chest, little arch of the back. Exhale, pull the belly in, press your low back towards the floor as you kind of curl the front of your body. So inhale, exhale. Good, one more time. Nice big breath in and out. All right. Getting our upper body is pretty warm. We're going to go for our lower body now. This is how you do 90-90s in a chair. So we're going to sit towards the middle of the front. We're going to start with our legs wide. Option 1, you can lean back a little bit, and we're just going to take the legs in and out here. So this is your option 1, just in and out. Option 2, if you can, you're going to turn one way, and then you're going to turn all the way to the other direction. So full turn and full turn. So we're trying to get into kind of a lunge position on the chair. And again, sometimes it helps to have your hands on the seat of the chair or, you know, on your couch. Maybe you're on your couch doing this one. Here's 2 and 1. Now we're going to take it all the way over to one side. So you're going to be sitting sideways in your chair. This leg is going to be off the front. We're going to squeeze our glute. And now we're going to do a side bend leaning towards the back of the chair. And we're going to sit up nice and tall. So we're going to do a little movement. So we're going to lean towards the back. And then we're going to come up nice and tall again. So adding just a little side bend. Feel the stretch deepen on the side of your torso. And then back up nice and tall. Side bend and tall. And this side is really tight for me today. This is my tight, clicky side. And this actually feels really, really good down by my hips. Good. One more time. And let's bring it in, and we're going to take it up and over to the other side. So just a nice, good side lunge, half kneeling position. And again, lean and come up tall. I have my hand holding on to the back of the chair just for somewhere to put it. You can put it on the seat of the chair if you like. Just a nice, good stretch. We're keeping that tuck. We're keeping that squeeze. A little bit of a hip flexor stretch on the front, but mainly adding in that good side bend, lifting your ribs, dropping your hips. Good reach. Couple more here. One more. Good. All right, we're going to bring it back into the center, and we're going to go for our kind of our pigeon. This is our gentleman stretch, so we're going to bring our ankle across the top of our leg. So we're going to be nice and tall, and we're just going to very gently press out on this inner thigh. So this is the one where we're leaning forward into this leg. If you have the flexibility to do it, you can lean in a little. If you can't get your leg up this high, you can cross it a little bit lower and still do a forward stretch. So just nice deep breaths. And then if you like, we're going to back off. We're going to very gently press out on this inner thigh. We're going to take our hand against our foot. We're going to press, a little lean forward. And now I want you to press your foot and your hand into each other. Little bit of a tug of war. And you're going to feel those outer thighs and that glute kind of kick on. Good. Release. Switching over to the other side. Ankle just above the knee on the thigh. Very gently press out on this inner thigh, and then if you'd like, you can add a little forward fold. Remember, stretching, we don't want to feel pain or discomfort. We just want to feel a stretch, a little bit of a pull, just a tug. So for a lot of you, just getting your leg up there is going to be enough. And if you can't get it up there, cross your ankles, forward fold, press out on the thigh. Good, bring it up. We're going to gently press out. Hand on the bottom of your foot, pressing, and then we're going to do that little tug of war where the foot presses into the hand and the hand presses into the foot. Try to keep it somewhat equal. Just feel those muscles engage. I don't feel it on this leg as much as I do the other one. Good, in 3, 2, 1. We're going to bring it in. Shake it out. All right, if you're seated, we're going to lift this leg just a little bit off the ground, and now we're going to take the hip out like we want to look down at our ankle, and we're going to hold it for a count of 3. And now we're going to turn it in, look at the outside of your ankle for a count of 3. Bring it in, set it down, switching sides. So we just lift a little bit, externally rotate from our hip, not from our knee. And then we're going to switch and turn it in. Good. Bring it in, set it down. So we're going to lift it up. So this is the one, if you've done this with me, where we're on our side and we do the back leg and we lift and then we turn it in. Good. And switch. So we should feel these muscles kick on. Good. Set it down. Lift. Externally rotate from the hip, like you're trying to open that inner thigh to the ceiling. Good, and now we're going to turn it in. Can we lift the outer thigh towards the ceiling? You can see my leg does not go very far. Good, bring it down. We're going to do it one more time on each side. So a little lift, externally rotate, open that inner thigh up towards the ceiling. Good, and then open that outer thigh towards the ceiling. And set it down. Other leg last time, externally rotate. Again, this one's easier for me, but then when I try to go here, my leg's not a fan. Good, bring it in. Scooch back towards the back of the chair just a little bit more. We're gonna sit nice and tall. We're gonna take both legs. We're gonna straighten both legs, squeeze, and then bring it down. So we're gonna straighten and squeeze, working our quads just a little bit. Good, straighten, squeeze it, and then down. Good, straighten and squeeze, and down. Now if you're on the floor, you're just gonna sit with your legs out straight, and you can start with a towel or something rolled up under your knees, but you're gonna squeeze your quads and try to press your knees into that towel, or try to straighten your legs as much as you can. We just wanna get a good squeeze right up here. Good, let's do one more. And down. We're going to shake it out a little bit. We're going to take that right leg and we're just going to do nice, good ankle circles. And then go the other direction. Good. Switch legs. We're going to take it out. Good. Ankle circles. And then change direction. Good. Now we're going to take both legs out and we're going to point and flex. Point and flex. Try to have as much movement as possible come from just your ankles. Good, bring it in, just kind of shake it out a little bit. We're going to come up to standing. Now if you're staying on the floor today, you can do your half kneeling position. If having your foot on the chair does not work for you, you're actually going to stand behind or to the side of your chair. We're going to do some ankle stretches. So option 1, foot is flat. Press your knee forward, keep the heel down, and then press it back. But for those of you that I know can do this, we're going to take our foot up on a chair, on a footstool, and we're going to press our knee forward, keeping the heel down on the ground, and then we're going to press it back. So this is going to get your knees a little bit, but this is also going to get your ankle. Press forward and press back. So press forward and back. And remember, you don't have to have your foot high. You can absolutely be here. Press your knee forward, take your knee back. Press it forward and take it back. Good, we're going to do that one more time here. Good, now we're going to do our hamstring stretch. So if you are up, I want you to try to take your leg straight. Option 1, you're standing. Option 2, can you fold a little bit forwards? If you need to stay standing on the floor, you're just going to do a nice good hamstring stretch. You have options, so always remember that. You always have options. And for me, just standing, I get a really good stretch in this leg. All right, good. So now we're going to do the other leg. So you can come to the other side. I'm just going to turn my chair. We're going to take foot up. And again, heel stays down. Press that knee forwards and then come back. Press it and back. So your knees might limit you a little bit on this particular exercise, but a lot of people have really tight ankles. My husband happens to be one of them. So we need to get that mobility work on those ankles. So just do what you're able to. Make sure your knee is tracking between your big toe and your pinky toe. A lot of times it likes to go in or it likes to go way out. But really think about pressing that knee down towards the floor as you move forwards. Good, one more time. All right, now we're going to take that leg out. We're going to try to straighten our knee. I find a pointed foot is going to be a little easier, but if you can flex your foot just a little bit, and again, you might just need to stand, have a hand on a wall if your balance is a little sketchy today, or just have your hand on the chair reaching down towards your knee. Good, in 2 and 1. All right, bring it in. So we're going to face our chair is our option 1, foot on the chair. And you're going to do a little bit of a press and a diagonal reach and then come back. So press, diagonal reach. If you are staying on the floor or staying foot flat on the floor, same thing. So it's a little press, reach for the corner, and then come back. Press, reach for the corner, and come back. And you can use your chair for support. So we're trying to get a little bit of a hip stretch. Hold it steady, reach across the body. Having it here is just going to change it a little bit. So press, good reach. We're going to do one more. I'm going to switch it over to the other side. Good. Carefully take that foot off, bring it up. So same thing, tuck your tail, squeeze your glute, a little bit of a hip stretch, diagonal reach across the body, press it back. So forward, reach, in and back. If you need to, keep those feet on the floor, use the chair for support, just in that lunge position. So it's a little hip stretch, corner reach. Good, we got a couple more here. Forward, corner. One more. Good, all right, carefully take that leg off. So we're going to do runner's lunge. So hands on the seat of the chair. We're going to be back in our plank. And all we're going to do is we're going to take our right leg to the side of the chair, little squeeze, little hip drop, and then we're going to step it back to our plank. Left side, step it to the side of the chair, press it forward, little hip drop, and back. So we're just going to alternate right, left. So just a good step and a good reach. So our shoulders are staying over our wrists. Our chest is staying over the chair. A lot of times we do incline planks in our chair, and we tend to do this and try to make this big, huge movement. It's really not very big. Keeping the chest over that seat. Good. One more on each side. Drop and back. Drop and back. Good. So we're going to walk our feet a little farther forwards. So we're going to have a forward fold. Option 1, hands on the seat. Option 2, hands on the back. We're going to take our hand. We're going to thread the needle. So we're going to reach. And now we're going to bring it up and we're going to open that shoulder back behind us just like we do in that runner's lunge. Thread the needle. And then we're going to open. So good, thread the needle. Good, open up towards the ceiling. Reach and open. Good, couple more. One more. Good, bring it in. We're going to switch hands, switch sides of the body. Soften your knees as needed. And it's okay if your reach is little and your open is just out to the side. Our goal is to open our torso without turning our body. So our hips, knees, and toes are nice and steady, and we're just going to open towards the ceiling. Good, couple more. Thread the needle. Open one more time, thread the needle. And open. Good. All right, we're going to come back for a nice good lat stretch. So for really tight, hands on the back of the chair is going to be better. We're just going to sit our hips back, and I want you to reach those arms out as far as you can. Soften your knees. Goal here is to drop your ears between your elbows. And again, if you're really tight in that upper body, for a lot of people, this is actually a lot easier to have your hands on the back of the chair, but our arms are out. I don't even hold on to the chair. I just rest my forearms on the back of the chair. Drop my ears between my elbows. So just nice, good stretch. We're opening up the lats underneath the arms. Here's 2. 1, carefully walk yourself back up. We're going to go for our plank to down dog. Just like we kind of did in the warm-up, so good plank position. Lift the hips, drop it down. A little more hamstring stretch here, and then take it back to our plank. You can do this against a wall. You can do this on the floor. My whole goal for today's workout was to be able to have somebody join us on the floor while we're on the chair, whereas normally it's the opposite. We're on the floor and other people may be on the chair. Good. 2 more. Stretch. And then bring it in. Good. 1 more time. Good. Now if you can, hold a plank position. We're going to walk the dog. If you can be in a down dog, walk the dog. Or if you need to, standing, supported, walk the dog. So whatever feels good for you today. Good. There's 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in, shake it out. If you want to join us for shoulder dislocates and for band pull aparts, grab a band. If you are like, don't have a band, I am done for today, that was enough for me, then you are done. But you can hang out with us if you would like. Grab your band, shoulders down, palms facing back. We're going to press it back. We're going to bring it up. Stretch the band a little if you need to. Take it all the way around. Curl it to the front. And then circle up and around. Good. So up, out, and down. Pull it forwards, back, and around. Press it back. Goal is 10. Start with wider arms. Always start with wider than you think you need, but keep the band a little bit taut. The goal for this is the shoulders do the movement. Your elbows should be staying as straight as possible. I know that there's a few people that are not able to do this one. You can do shoulder circles sideways to the wall. Start far away from the wall and then move yourself closer. So if you're not able to do this one, you're going to be here. You're going to be doing the same thing that we are. You'll just have to do each arm individually. I'm going to do a couple more because my shoulder is definitely talking to me today and it needs this. Good. Bring it in. You're going to shake it out. Palms facing up, band pull apart. 10 right,